G'day guys, I'm Waddle Gaming and welcome back to Fallout 76. Last part we made it into Morgantown finally. We went and did the high school. So we got the next stage of the Overseer's personal logs. And this part, we need to continue that. We need to head down to the Vault-Tec University to go and get the next part of hers. And we're also heading up to the airport, which there are a couple of people up there already, possibly doing the same crap I'm doing. Is there a reason that there's a Scorched beast here and I'm getting attacked by a Scorched? Maybe these two things are connected in some way. So the first thing we'll do, we'll head down to the university, but on the way there are a couple of things that I want to show off on the way down there, because I didn't have a chance to do this last part. Namely which, that,
Calling all responders. Sanjay here, letting you know that Steelheart is fully charged and ready for action. If you're in Morgantown, go ahead and activate him so we can check the alarms on the stash rooms. Just make sure he doesn't take too much damage. I've got enough repair work as it is.
okay. Is anybody in Morgantown? Because I wouldn't mind actually doing that. But it doesn't look like there is, so I'm not going to bother about it. Yes, that building right up there. There is a little... I wouldn't call it an Easter egg, but there's something up there if you're willing to climb up that far. And it is something that I wish to show off, but... I just gotta remember how it is exactly I get up there. Because I only did this once. Actually, no, I think it's right here. We jump up onto the roof of the garage, and then we can slowly make our way up here into some parkour dickery that we have to do. So, hopping up onto the fire escape on the side of the building, and we follow that all the way up. And then from there, we're going to be given a very interesting option. So we have to go on the outside of this, which is a little bit dangerous, mainly because if you fall off, you will die. Now, I have to hop over to here, and then slowly make my way up here. There we go. And we're up. That's how easy it is, but I've fallen off there once before, and it's not particularly a fun place to drop. And if you come up right up the top here, we have got a good old cap stash, a good old stealth boy, and a note. Come here all day, hide from noise, watch from here, little joys. Only climb, stealing time, hide away, no time to pray. I feel wind, I see birds, brain won't mend, just write words. Want to jump, I get scared, just sit each time I like to rhyme. So this guy just got up here, wanting to hide, possibly wanting to jump off and take his own life, but he never got the chance to, and he just has binoculars and caps. It's a little interesting little thing if you're willing to actually climb up the side of buildings if you don't have a jetpack on a piece of power armor. And if you're able to... That's a little bit of a drop. If you can jump over here, there is a med pack sitting on the top of the roof. And then if you hop down here, you've also got a little bit of stuff here. But at least the game's rewarding you for climbing up buildings. Admittedly, how do I get off without killing myself? Next thing I want to do is now just head towards the university, because the other little bits that I wish to show off are not near the university, they're up near the actual airport. I am actually curious what happens if you were to nuke Morgantown. Oh my good god, where the hell, Jewel, you come from? You can all just go away. I don't know where you came from, but Morgantown has always been known to have a crap load of ghouls hiding in it. There's another supply requisition I probably won't do anything with. Because every time I do bring one of those down, I get crap stolen out of it by some level 100 with a rocket launcher. But here we are, at the university. This place is no small interior by itself. It's quite large, which is the reason why I left it to this part. Outside you have the lovely memified Vault Boy keeping watch. I need to remember playing New Dawn now. Mole rats in Fallout are these ugly things that pop out of the ground, while the ones in New Dawn, they're perfectly small and harmless. But these guys aren't. These are just dicks. Alright, we walked into one of the 3 buildings you can enter because the underground section of this place links all 3 up together. And I hear a lot of ghouls. I can just hear them running around. So this is the Technical Facilities Training, is it? Well, fine. Let's just get rid of these ghouls as they come up. I've got the shotgun to do it. Now, this place functioned both as a university for training overseers to take part in the vault things, but this also had a vault by itself, and it is right below us. And there's a very interesting story that comes with that, along with all these lovely terminals that give you access and insight into what it means becoming an overseer and the training that they had to go through. Knowing full that Vault Tech is its own insurance policy, so let's read a couple of these, if I don't get attacked that is. Introduction. A Vault Overseer is responsible for taking on many roles: administrator, adjudicator, spiritual leader, and sometimes doctor. This course is specifically focused on the latter, teaching students how to diagnose and treat most medical emergencies. Excuse me, if you're not a former overseer, rack off. So in terms of training to become a Vault Overseer, you needed to do specialized training. In some cases, it goes beyond ethical means. Case in point, I think this one's not so bad. It's a couple of the other ones where it goes in interesting directions. But apparently registering for this course requires all students to purchase a Vault Tech Malpractice Protection Certificate. Because Vault Tech have their own insurance policy. It's probably the reason they've survived so long. Meanwhile, over here in the Young Dweller development, we have yet another terminal outlining what overseers must have. So this one is involving becoming a surrogate parent or dispensing advice to actual parents of young dwellers. Through this series of courses, Vault Tech will instruct you on how to deal with one of the most difficult classifications of children, the preteen. 10 to 12 years of age. If you have any questions about the entries in this syllabus, please speak to a Vault Tech representative person. Preteen feature the most complex psychology of any age group. This course will equip the Vault Overseer with the proper armament to handle an array of preteen psychological issues that may arise within the Vault. Learn how to cope with such issues, such as preteen angst, tantrums, outright defiance, whining, laziness, and self-motivation. This course will also instruct the Vault Overseer on how to draw up behavioral contracts and define consequences for preteens who breach outlined obligations. And then we start getting into the puberty stage, and apparently Vault Tech have their own welcome kit, which is a little bit on the weird and creepy side. And then we go up to dealing with preteens for only 10 to 13 years of age, when you can get involved in working. This course also deals with occupational safety considerations when assigning preteens to tasks involving nuclear, biological, or chemical environments. So in a way, the Overseer's course training really was supposed to equip these guys with the best knowledge necessary, but it also screwed them over if something went wrong, because of course Vault Tech wouldn't have taken responsibility for these things. They would have just blamed it on the Overseer because they're just dicks like that. And here we are in this little thing, casually marked 101, because apparently this is just Vault 101 in simulation. I didn't actually see that the first time. This is the training vault underneath the university that was supposed to train overseers to manage their own vault one day. But unfortunately, the previous overseer that was in charge of this vault, yeah, his experiment went rather wrong. And you're going to see why it went wrong right here. There are a bunch of vault dwellers, all in the overseer's office, all armed with seats, and I'm assuming that's definitely a broom. They were all trying to get into... Hi, how you doing? They were all trying to get at this guy, who luckily enough killed himself with a bit of rat poison and a cloth, because the experiment that he was leading went tits up, and these people all just wanted to get out of the vault, not knowing, of course, that because they were locked in here for so long, they didn't know that the world above them had turned to crap. So in all these numbers of logs, so we've got from the 10th to the 15th of 2077 right up until way after the bombs hit, this guy basically invented a food paste, basically so they could get rid of food. And for a time, it did go very well. Until the bombs hit. I felt like something happened on the outside today, almost like an earthquake where we lost power in the vault. Dwellers were able to quickly restore power. I assume this is part of the drill, and my people formed admirably. And then they suddenly had a heart attack. And from there, things started going very, very wrong indeed. Of course, the coroner found that the food paste had actually caused the artery walls of the heart to harden and crack. And then from there, they started running out of food because they didn't have enough rations down here, because this was never meant to be a proper vault. And he tried to signal for his supervisors, but unfortunately, because it was after the date, his supervisors were all dead. They started to revolt. He holed up in his room, which they eventually managed to break into the first door, but not the second door. He took his own life, and I'm assuming all these guys died either out of starvation or something similar, due to the fact that they literally couldn't get out because there are locks on the door, because it was a simulation. Very, very sad indeed, but this just shows what Vault-Tec can do. And there's all the simulations there. So if we go down into this vault, so I need to go pick up the Overseer's personal log, but that's on the other side of the vault. I think we're currently underneath the middle building right now. I will say, however, in terms of this being a simulation vault, it looks very nice. I mean, they had a cafeteria, they had maintenance, which you can't get into. No, you can't. They had an exercise room with the same bikes that Clem blew up in Fallout 4. Well, I guess that hasn't happened yet, so I guess these things are considered safe. We all know what that experiment was about. They also had bathrooms, they had everything they needed here to survive in this vault for a set period of time until the simulation would have ended. Too bad they didn't actually stock any food down here. All they had was food paste. And as we know from previous games, vaults that diversify into food paste, or even schools that diversified into food paste, they didn't particularly end well. Something always went bad in them, no matter what they did. But we don't really have time for that. We need to push on a little bit. They even had a med lab. That is out of my cracking level. I can't even crack level 2 safes yet. And this place is a level 3. I would hate to see what happened if Morgantown got hit with a nuke that a player launched. Because that would be very interesting to see exactly what would spawn out here. Because there are already a crap ton of ghouls up there. It might just spawn in behemoths or something. Or charred feral ghouls. Who knows? And here we are. We are back upstairs where we... Well, no, not where we started. We are in the opposite room across from where I entered. So we're in the third building. All these buildings intersect with each other. And better, here is the Overseer's log.
Overseer's personal journal. 4 years of living, learning, and breathing Vault-Tec. Graduating with honors in the Overseer track. Dad was so proud. Came out even though he was already so sick. I must have impressed the right people, because I was offered the next available Overseer slot. I had just graduated. It was supposed to take years. Maybe they knew the war was inevitable. When I learned that 76 was going to be built, I was so excited I jumped right out of my chair and did a little dance around the living room. Appalachia would be safe, no matter what happened. Evan chose that moment to propose. A lughead. So I wouldn't say no after he heard the news. He knew me better than anyone. Dad died a few months after Evan and I moved in together. He really wanted to walk me down the aisle. Well, I didn't really get to walk down there either, so... I think it's time I went home. I owe Evan that much.
So, she's talking about going home, and unfortunate for me, where she's talking about is all the way down at the bottom of the ash heap, a place that I am not going to get to for quite a while yet, because I want to do some other stuff before I head down to the ash heap. And I will say, the reason that the vault experiment failed down the simulation vault is, there is a terminal in the Dean's room, all the way over the other side, that basically details that he potentially sabotaged the experiment because he didn't like the dude that was running the show down there. He basically wanted him to fail. And fail he did. He not only got the Overseer killed, he also got every single vault resident down there killed. And he probably ended up dying in the bombs anyway, so in a way I'd probably say that's karma. Just found the Vault Health and Wellbeing one. This had all to do about health and well-being, as the name would suggest. This course is designed to introduce the physical aspects of Vault Dweller health and survival. The Vault Overseer will learn what makes their dwellers tick, what can potentially go wrong, and also how to implement health and well-being solutions. As a bonus, you'll spend a weekend in one of our test vaults and experience the effects that recirculated air, recirculated water, and mild doses of radiation can have on the human body. So this dude was training to be an Overseer, but unfortunately, because the Dean didn't like him one little bit, he really just sabotaged the whole experiment and got all those people killed. And before we get out of here, because there's not much left in here, over here at this centrifuge, that's what this thing is called, we are going to be coming back here later, way later in the story, because this is tied to a mission that is all the way down in Watoga, which is all the way down in the southeast. I don't think I've ever done that mission, so I'm going to have to, when we eventually go down to Watoga, I will have to come up here and do that mission, because as I understand it, that mission gives you something to fight the Scorched beasts with. I can't remember exactly what it is, but we'll get to that in time. Okay, by the looks of it, we've come out right at the back of the university, which, funnily enough, is actually where I located the university. So with that all done now, we need to head up to the airport to continue the main storyline, but as we're going up there, I have got a couple of locations that I want to show off. I am not doing that again. I do not need to do the feed the people again. I have done it once, and once is enough. And this area in here is where you would have to come to activate Steelheart. This quest used to be easy enough to do by yourself, but I think they changed the health on Steelheart. So basically you need at least 2 people to do this quest, or otherwise he dies really easily. Which I don't necessarily like, because usually there's no one up here in Morgantown, and to do this you either need to get in someone to help you, or, you know, do it by yourself and attempt that, you know, nothing's gonna go wrong. It's an interesting quest. If I ever get the chance to do it, I will show it off. But for now, it's not in my list of things to do. What is in my list of things to do is to find that place that I was talking about, because I haven't come the way that I usually come. You can just go away. Hang on a second. This looks like the place. So, I don't know if there's another one like this. I think there might be, but I can't remember where to find it. There are 1 or 2 places in Morgantown that aren't marked on the map, just like Fallout 4, that you can go into, such as this. So we've got Shadow Breeze Apartments. As far as what I know, this doesn't appear on the map. It's not a main location. It's just a fun little area to explore. Now, I don't think there's anything real special in this place. There is like a little bit of lore pertaining to something, but for the life of me, I can't remember exactly what it is. However, there are also more tapes around. Because there is another circularized story going around Morgantown about the survivors just after the war. All the school factions apparently split off into their own groups, or rather different schools split off into different groups. And they somewhat became raiderized. Taking things and food from the other factions, leaving some to die, even killing them in extreme cases.
I tell you, those filthy rich college kids are ruining everything. Rent's going up another $100 this year. Monorail rates? They almost doubled since I moved in. The landlord is even thinking about billing us for maintenance requests. I'm not sure that's even legal. Oh, and to top it all off, yeah, they're actually building another Slocum's Joe downtown. I mean, seriously, do we really need more donut shops? This is getting ridiculous. I'll tell you, this is not my Morgantown.
Yes, that was Morgantown before the war. Because Vault-Tec moved in and basically started pushing up the price of everything. Which, would you believe, the local town residents didn't really enjoy, want, or couldn't really care less about. And there's a crib. If you remember Fallout 4, you remember the quest we got, which happened to be the main quest that half of us never got to because we got distracted for 5 minutes. Good old Sean, he doesn't technically exist yet, or wait, yes he kinda does, but at the same time he's kinda frozen in a vault, waiting to be released by the Institute, but let's not talk about that. Okay, we should be getting near the top of this place now, and there's just a hand sticking out of a sink. If you want to take a picture of the hand sticking out of the sink, you're more than welcome to. And up in this final room up here, there is a bathtub, which I'm assuming that this guy owned the place, probably died in. Probably off his head on whiskey, counting all the money that he's gotten off people. That terminal we can use, that I can't even unlock. Fine, is there any lore on this terminal? Your new housekeeper, Mr. Arnold Butterwood, it's a damn good name there, is available to start immediately. Former housekeeper, Mrs. Lena Stark, has been terminated. I'm moving everything to a more secure location. Reset your access code if you lose the holotape. I understand it can seem overly cautious, but we can't take any risks. I think someone has taken an interest in our work. I'll let you know if I know more. Ooh, hello. Is there an actual... No, I can't. Warning, access denied. Okay, so it appears there is something here. But I don't know if it actually goes anywhere. And I can't open that safe because I don't have a high enough pick lock level. So I might actually make a note of coming back here, because that smells like a little miscellaneous quest to get some loot. So as we come out onto the roof here, there are a couple of more things that we could do up here. There's a bit of lore up on these rooftops. I haven't explored every rooftop because I don't have a piece of power armor with a jetpack. I don't even know if the jetpacks are in the game, to be honest. I've never seen someone that's had one. Although I do know of a mutation that allows you to jump double high, but as a result it makes you incredibly stupid. So if we ever get that mutation, I wouldn't put myself past actually keeping it, because it does give you, like, intelligence -4, but if you don't worry about, like, not leveling up for, like, a good, I don't know, so many parts or so many days or something, I guess you could keep it. But if this is the rooftop that I'm thinking it is, there might be a little bit of lore up here. If I can just get rid of the ferals that are up here. We might be able to get across to this first one. If I don't fall off, that is. Okay, fine. I'm not going to try and get across the rooftops. I will... If I get that mutation, the marsupial one, I might come back to have a look at this place more carefully. I actually wouldn't mind it, but for now, I'm not going to go running around. it's pretty useless, because if I fall off, I gotta go all the way back up again. Welcome to Morgantown Airport, the place we need to go for the next stage of the main quest. Because after we finished Flatwoods, we got a message saying that the Scorched were attacking this place. In hindsight now, yes, that looks like that looks like the Scorched have definitely hit this place hard, considering there is, like, these things. I'm not even sure what the hell these are. I'm guessing this is how you become Scorched, but they're just irradiated piles of dust. Maybe that's not how you become Scorched. I don't think they've fully explained it, how you become like that, and then you become like that. So the first place we've got to go is inside and investigate. Even though this place looks it, there is a functioning shop in here. You're just a generic responder vendor. Is there any more Scorched around? No, there's not. What do you have, dear sir? You have some good stuff. You have some very crappy quality leather. What plans do you have? You have the plan for a 10mm and the plan for a 44. I would not mind getting the plan for that 44, because I really, really need a new one. Okay, there is a lot of Scorched up here. There's not a lot, but it's more than what there is usually. There is another tape about the fire breathers. That is a faction we are gonna get to know better later, and I've just went overweight. That's fine. Luckily, they put around a lot of these crafting stations, so I can just go along and scrap what I please. Okay, let's open up the storeroom, the storage room. Inside, we have got a responder corpse with a holotape. This is basically her personal log as she was trapped in this place when the Scorched attacked. You could imagine it's very scary. She was scared. But that's not the holotape that we want to listen to right now. The one we want to listen to is the one... Just scrap. Just scrap these. The one that we do want to listen to is in here. On the corpse of Maria Chavez. This person right here, this is the name we've been hearing ever since we got out of the vault. She's basically the leader of the responders. And when the Scorched hit the airport, they kind of wiped the responders off the map.
My name is Maria Chavez. And I am about to die. The Scorched have overrun our defenses. They're coming for us all. If you find this, please listen carefully. We were called the responders. After the bombs fell, we tried to help people. Maybe I can still help you. The terminal nearby, if it's still there, use it. Learn about the inoculation project. It might just save your life. Oh shit! They're here! They're here! I'm out of time. Read the terminal. Learn about the Scorched. Remember us. And good luck.
And those were her last words before the Scorched attacked. We've also got another Overseer's cache right here. Safety posters, the plan for the meme statue that's sitting outside the uni, and also, of course, her log for Morgantown.
Overseer's log, Morgantown. I used to love coming here on weekends, taking flight lessons. Now it feels like I walked into a nightmare. Those Scorched things are everywhere. I kept quiet. They didn't see me. I managed to observe them for a bit. Whatever this disease is, it seems to completely take over its host. The ones that used to be human, eventually they go rigid, like some kind of stasis. And if they stay like that for too long, they sort of burn up from the inside out. The, 'Vesuvius in reverse. I wondered what could possibly cause all this. And then I got my answer. It swooped down from the sky, screeching, breathing, infecting everything. I don't know how to fight this. But we need to consider all our options. Even the nukes. We find the source of this scorched plague and wipe it from the map before it can leave Appalachia. But first things first, we can't let the disease spread to us. Looks like the responders were developing some kind of inoculation. I'm going to pick up their work. You should too. This is the Overseer. Signing off.
So, we need to learn about the inoculation project. And also, we have to learn more advanced survivor training, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because that's just more free XP for me. So let's just dispense some rations. There we go. That's not what I wanted to do. And then there is a note in here about the fire breathers. We'll learn more about them later, much later when I get down to the ash heap. And there's a bunch of other stuff, including some messages, but the thing we're after is the advanced training for volunteers. Now we have to learn about building camps, something that technically I've already done before.
Responder Survivor Volunteer Program. Advanced Training. Camping by Miguel Caldera. Robot Programmer Extraordinaire. Part 1. Finding the perfect camping location. Now that the world has changed, it's hard to stay safe. Used to be that camping was safe as houses. Well, until there was a strong wind, right? These days, nothing is really safe. Even in your camp, storms might hurt you. Perfect spot doesn't matter now. It's all about defenses. You can build near people you trust who will watch your back, or build things that will watch your back for you. No problem. Anyone can do it. Remember, camps are mobile. We're all explorers. Camping in a strange land full of adventure and danger. Camp often and rest a lot. Before the war, I was gonna retire and go camping. Every day. Forever. It's a dream come true. Do what you love, right? Now come to my camp, and I can show you some knots and frameworks. Then, I'll direct you onto some helpful supplies. Good luck, volunteer.
So, most of you would know Miguel. He was down in Flatwoods, where we unfortunately... Actually, no, we found his log. We never actually found his body. His body is up here in Morgantown. Now, before I go up there, I am just picking up weapon after weapon after weapon so I can break all this lovely stuff down into stuff that I can use personally as some mods. If you're after mods or steel or anything, just come up here. Morgantown Airport is a nice supply of like weapons and a lot of scrap, because there are plenty of weapons up here that you can scrap. But the thing that we do want to go and do first more off is if we head into Miguel's place. Hang on a second, where is it? It is not here. I think this is this one here. Definitely this one here. So if we come in here, we could go talk to up there first, but to be honest, we might as well get the stuff while we're down here. We need to pick up the camp guide. Is that open? That could be open if I were to break it open. There we go, we have the plan for a cooking spit as well. Now, the other thing we need, however, is that's a note. That's a fridge door. We need to come across to Miguel's terminal. We need to take out the schematics as well. So that we've got the schematics for that. Now we can go up to Miguel's camp, and if I'm right, we should have everything we need. So I don't have to come back down and then go back up. We won't be speaking to Miguel, however. We'll be speaking to his sarcastic dick of a robot, who Miguel purposely changed the programming of so the bot would be more sarcastic. I'm guessing Miguel just liked talking to a sassy, sarcastic robot for whatever means. I mean, I feel like that would get annoying after a while, but that's just me.
On the bright side, one day they'll rebuild this good world, and I'll be here to see it. I can't see it. I don't have eyes.
Say hello to Mr. Fluffy.
Miguel used to be laid back, but these days he's just intense. It never gets old, unlike Miguel's decomposing remains.
That's very funny, Mr. Fluffy, especially since your former overlord owner type thing is just gradually just decomposing right there. I'm pretty sure Mr. Fluffy can handle that, so I need to find a safe spot. Be sure to look for fresh animal or human droppings nearby. Remember, if you find a doo-doo, you better shoo-shoo. Use recycled materials to construct your tent. You can find scraps just about anywhere. Why have a camp? Cooking stations, even your own stash. Students should check in with any local responder and build a camp in the camp. Volunteers should construct simple cooking station, a stash box, and demonstrate that knowledge to the local responder. So it would actually appear that you cannot skip this section. You are going to have to go back down to the airport anyway. So, you know, shame on me for trying to sequence break a little bit, even though as this is annoying because I have to literally run back down here and then run all the way back up. But, you know, that's the game pulling a fun one on me for trying to do things the quick way.
Miguel, I told you, don't make that chili nearby. It smells too good. I could detect it from the airfield. Why didn't you listen? Right after the responders formed, we trained dozens of volunteers to build camps.
That's good to know. So now I need to deploy my camp. Oh, wait, hang on. No, because I spawned in, the game said I either had to go to a new server or do it. I'm taking it. It's just going to make me do this. Yeah, that's been completed. What's next? Build a basic cooking fire, build a simple stash box. Well, I don't need my full camp out to do that. I can just do that with the power of building. Cooking station, and also a simple stash box. There we go. Tentative plans has been completed, so that is the first out of 2 advanced responder training that we can do. The second one I am definitely going back down to do, and that's a whole load of stuff right there. Now, what I might actually do while I have got some form of a thing here is just put out a simple station. That way I can scrap some stuff and stick it in my box because I really don't want to be overweight. Now, on the way back down, of course, we could actually go to the advanced responder training immediately. But while we're down here in this little corner of the airport, I might as well go and get the inoculation project. So that advances the main plot a little bit. And the building you want to come for that, however, is this medical building right here. Does this place contain any good stuff? It contains a dick doll. That's not bad. Okay, there's just a nuke that's suddenly going to drop over Appalachia. Where are they launching that one? Is that at the...
Attention, citizens. Nuclear strike imminent. Please exit the area at your earliest convenience. Thank you for your cooperation.
Someone's nuking the White Springs again. Like, seriously, that place gets nuked so goddamn often. It's one of the reasons why when I eventually get the power to do some nukes, one, I will probably be launching it at the Scorched Beast site, because that's the logical choice to end the main storyline off, and two, I've seen White Springs before, and believe me, if I could travel over there, I would actually, like, watch the explosion, because that one is actually a nice explosion to watch, but I'm not going to run over there. It's so pointless to do, because we'll wind up seeing a nuke launch later, but for now, I'm not running all the way over there. It's kind of useless. Let's search the inoculation project announcement. So as you all know, Dr. Hudson has been continuing her research in the lab at AVR Medical. Well, she just reported in to let us know that she's made a significant breakthrough, and it looks like an inoculation against the Scorched Plague could soon become a reality. And there is final departure completed. We've now started the next stage of the main story quest, which unfortunately is all the way down in the Ash Heap zone. So we're definitely not heading down there anytime soon. And we also received the Somerset Special. This weapon only being level 5, or have they upped it? No, it is still level 5. This gun I've used well like near level 20. It's not actually a bad weapon because it ignores 50% of enemy armor. It has a scope, but admittedly I may get rid of that. And it's a very, very powerful weapon, because you can actually, you can actually, like, upgrade this to make sure it stays strong for a little while. I'm not so wrapped about the scope, though, but I don't know, I guess it works. Wait a minute, what the? Dude? How you doing? And I think the nuke just touched down at the White Springs off of what I've just heard. How you doing, dude? It's nice to see another friendly, face. And when I say face, I mean you have a gas mask on, but I guess that qualifies. Oh, well. Well. I guess that's the... Well, that's actually... why can I see that? I shouldn't be able to see that, but apparently they must have upped the visual range on the mushroom cloud. Admittedly, that is not something I wish to see in the horizon when I'm playing this game, but it is still cool to look at. So that quest has been completed. You don't get nothing out of it, I think, unless you're the owner of that quest. I don't think you do. No, you don't. Fine. Now that that's all over, let's just go and finish off this last portion of the responder training, and we should be all done. So we just started Safe for Work. I'm not even going to show going back in there because I'm literally just picking it up. That dude's just running around doing stuff. And we also need to listen to the second holotape outlining what we have to do. Where is it? It is here somewhere. I know I picked it up. There it is.
Responder Survivors Volunteer Program. Advanced Training. Secure the Supplies. By Kesha McDermott. Volunteer responders, like you, must help stock our supplies regularly. If any of our caches are depleted, well, we'll run into a heap of trouble. Since this is your first time on patrol, I will walk you through it. First, head downstairs and out the back doors to get to the triage center. This exercise will take you around the primary Morgantown airport. Now, you'll want to restock these caches regularly.
Okay, so, step 1. Get rid of the Scorched. Because that would be a really good idea to do that. Now we need to come in here and open up that safe to get the second part of this mission.
Good work, volunteer. The triage center sees the heaviest of casualties, so the supplies here are probably always running low. Restock, then head out to the tarmac. Responder Rocky's set up in the processing camp in a cargo container. Hey, you are doing good work, volunteer. I know it's tough to walk through the wounded and just restock shelves, but we need you to do this. Other responders will take care of them. We need people to depend on. If we're all safe, then we can rebuild anything. The world isn't destroyed, you know. It just needs our help. Anyway, the next supply cache has a key, but you'll need to pick it up from Responder Rocky. Just that Kesha has good patrols.
Okay, we're about to get part 2 of this quest line, but for now, I need to heal a little bit. Turns out all these bloody Scorched have came back again. Yeah, this is the only downside with this, the only downside with this quest is the amount of Scorched that wander in when you're just out doing stuff outside in the main airport area. Luckily, I've got a lovely level 18 that is happy enough to go around and murder people for me. It's good to see people in this game being nice, instead of being dicks like they are in most other games when you like trolling people. Okay, step 2, we need to get the key. And that contains a little bit of ammo and patrol number 3.
Now start heading over to the medical center. You want to keep your patrols pretty quick so the responder database doesn't lock you out. We use the processing center to hold food and drink supplies for any new survivors brought back for triage. So, it's real important to keep stocked. It's been such chaos keeping things well stocked. Since the Scorched... well, since the bombs. Seems like forever now.
Attention all responders. This is a top priority message. Radar has spotted an inbound cargo bot. We've got to secure the landing zone so we can make the drop. We need those supplies, but the cargo bot's going to attract attention, so get ready for a fight.
Okay, this was not an event that I was hoping would come back. But you know what? Unfortunately, we've got it now, so we're going to have to deal with it. So, if you would have noticed the massive Scorched beast that usually flies overhead around this area, yeah, this is the reason for it. It kind of causes a little bit of radiation, although I think that's from them. Basically, it brings a whole load of Scorched into this area, and we need to fend them off for 5 rounds. If we do, there is a cargo bot that brings in a little crate as like a quest reward. So I'm happy enough to stay here and do this. Now, the other thing you'll want to do too, as you take out all these number of Scorched, if the stuff ever loads in on them, which would be nice, all these guys all carry a crap ton of weapons, ammo. Like, you want to pick all this stuff up. You know, even if you go overweight, because naturally enough you will wind up going overweight. In between the... I swear there used to be a workstation here. Where has it gone? Where has the workstation gone? Game, I feel very cheated right now. And you better have a bloody explanation for yourself. Oh dear God, there's a lot of them. Okay, chuck grenades in. There's nothing wrong with a bunch of grenades. Luckily enough, I do have this guy helping me, so this is going by a lot faster than what it normally would. Even if you're doing it by yourself, admittedly, this is not very much of a hard mission to do. It just takes a while, because you're getting swarmed by literally all the Scorched in the world. And if it's only you, it will take a while, but it's definitely not impossible. Like, a level 5, if you rushed here from the vault, a level 5 could take on all these guys. You might struggle a little bit, but it's definitely not impossible to do. Unfortunately for me, however, it also looks like my buddy over here that was helping me has definitely racked off. But that's alright, I have new people now. How you going, fellas? It's good to see you come in and help me in my hour of need. Let's just shoot all these guys, because there is definitely a lot of them funneling in that way. But a few grenades and 2 extra people, really this is as good as over. Have we done it, or is there one more wave? Because if there's one more wave, no, that's it. Oh look, he's returned.
Attention responders. Cargo bot is now on final approach. Eyes to the sky, people.
Eyes definitely to the sky. I've got a regenerating letter right... That's not even that bad. I might actually put that on. The only thing we've got to do now is get our lovely little piece of scrap. And yes, guys, it's good to see us all working together instead of killing each other. That's always good to see. Now, let's find out what's in this lovely chest, assuming this cargo bot doesn't get stuck in the ground. I haven't seen that happen for a while, so I'm hoping this one has at least some intelligence on it. Come on, you can do it. Just get down far enough. There you go. Please don't glitch. It would be grand if you didn't glitch. Come on. I know you can do it. Wow. That wasn't as great as what I was expecting it to be, and it looks like this one plays under the additional rules where it's just different loot for each player. So that's good to know. Now that that's over, I was actually hoping that would show up, but now that's sent me vastly overweight, and I need to go find a workbench, even though this one's mysteriously vanished off the face of the earth. We now need to get this holotape right here, and there should be one more after this. Assuming I can picklock it open.
While you're here, ask the doctors if they have any special supply requests. After that, head over to the control tower for your last stop. As you can clearly see, we need to constantly restock all of these supplies to keep our heads above water. And there's just no signs of it getting any quieter anytime soon. The control tower is on the tarmac, and it's your final patrol stop. I am so glad we established the volunteer program. We've gotten many good responder volunteers this way. DASA does good work in Flatwoods.
Okay, we'll get over to that control tower in a minute. It's so weird seeing multiple players here. It's exciting, but it's weird. I'm just gonna duck into this real fast, because I am like 200 points overweight, which means I need to scrap all this lovely weaponry that I have acquired. Well, when I say acquired, I mean literally like looted off the dead, but they're scorched anyway, so you know. Okay, last thing we have to do here at Morgantown Airport. This place definitely takes a while to do. All we have to do is make it to the top of this place, grab our last little holotape for our patrol, and our advanced training should be over, and that's also a copy of Guns and Bullets.
That wasn't so hard, right? Miguel has programmed some of the bots to restock the supply caches, but nowhere near the rate that we need. So, the goal is that we pull in volunteers to do at least one patrol for formal advanced training. Your assistance is greatly appreciated. When you log into the responder database, you'll be able to look up additional caches. Thank you for your service, volunteer. And remember, helping others will help yourself.
There we go. Safe for work has been completed. All those tapes get removed out of my inventory. And that is Morgantown Airport complete, and rather, Morgantown is complete for now. Definitely complete for now. Vanguard's letter right arm grants up to 35... I actually got some good pieces of gear that I can use for crafting. And this is also where I'm leaving this video off here for today. This video has been a long one as we discover Morgantown Station that has another vendor. Next time, we're going to make our way up into the north, or rather heading up to the north. Because the Toxic Valley is one area the game never specifically sends you to for anything. No main quest, there are some side quests up here, but that's only when you discover this place. We are going to head around next time to start at the Mothman Museum. We are then going to head up all the way up here, and then we're going to swing back into Grafton, do all of this area up here, including these little 2 bits, and then from there we're going to head down to the Ash Heap. So drop a like, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next video.